See? You made it unharmed, as I said. I had no other way of getting you here. Beggars can't be choosers. I was about to wonder the same thing. We are far underground, but my lair is not small. You really had no idea it was under your nesting site? Oh, I'm sorry. Your city. Cover your ears. I need to announce my return. Where are they? The humans I once protected. Some of them made their homes down here in the caves. The closer they were to me, the safer they thought they'd be, I suppose. When I return to them, they light fires along those stalagmites there, so I know where they are and can safely move around them. But I see no fires. Perhaps I've been gone so long they abandoned the tradition. May as well try again. I think something is wrong. No, it cannot wait. Something smells different. Well, normally I can smell the smoke of their fires, any meat they might be cooking, the moss they harvest from the rocks. I smell many things coming from them. But all I smell now is the moss. I don't hear their voices or their music, or any sounds of their toiling. I don't see their lights or the smokes of their fires. Worried? What for? I didn't need them for anything. They were simply here. Look, their nests were among the stalagmites here. It was safer for them than on the ground. Oh, quickly, look inside. Yes, hop off my hand and take a look around. There were thousands of them where I left. They can't all be gone. So they are gone. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? They were here so I could protect them, so they have no reason to stay without me. They must have just moved somewhere else, perhaps back to the surface. I assume they had a way to get back up. I didn't carry them down here as I did you, right? Right. That must be it. They simply left when I did. It's strange, though, seeing their nests overgrown with this moss, not smelling their fires or hearing their voices. You're going to insist, aren't you? Yes, I did. Like having them here. I didn't need them, but they were company. Sometimes they would sing, and that was a sweet sound, echoing softly in the caverns. On my lazier days, I enjoyed watching them bustle about. On very rare occasions, one would come to me, and I would commune with them as I do with you now. They would tell me the state of things, or seek my advice, or sometimes we would just talk. I will miss them. Oh, please, human. I already told you I wasn't heartless. You seem to enjoy throwing the word monster around without knowing what it truly means. I am another creature of this world like yourself, if larger. I don't bear your kind any will, so long as you don't make trouble for me. What are you? Oh, when I faltered above. That isn't any business of yours, Best. Now, back to the matter at hand. You are curious about me, and I am curious about what happened to the rest of my kin. Get back on my hand. We're going to my den. Ah, I'm not sure what those clouds of light are. I just know they hover around the moss of the walls and provide illumination to see by. And every so often, those bats will fly through them. Keep your head down, by the way. The bats sometimes attack my humans. They look like... what, sorry? Giant fireflies? So you figure the flies eat the moss and the bats eat them. Yes, that makes sense. It does seem to be brighter in here than I remember. If my humans stop harvesting the moss, it can grow freely for the flies to eat. Is it interesting? It's simply the way things work. This world is an infinitely complex web, in which all things are connected. It's too small for me to notice, but we can assume there is more happening on the ground below. I don't have a deep understanding of these things, human. I simply pay attention to what's happening around me. What eats the bats? I do, of course. Well, I'm one of the things that eats them. Yes, you should stay close to me. Here we are. All my bedding has rotted away, but my spring seems to be clean still. It will need some tidying up. That's for later, though. Now perhaps I should answer a few questions for you first. It may clarify a few things for me. What do you want to know? My kin? Yes, I did have a group of companions I saw somewhat regularly. Let's begin with them. The first and closest to me was Harusura. Her wings filled the sky, gleaming with all the colors of the rainbow, yet they beat so slowly and gently that they left only the softest breezes over the land as she flew. She soared across the world, rarely stopping, drinking from the clouds and feasting on the light of the sun and moon. I would know she was coming by the soft trill of her song she was always singing. It was similar to the songs of my humans. I think they based theirs on hers. Yes, she visited me often. If the need arose, she would help me in battle. Gentle as she was, her talons could rend apart mountains. She was beautiful, yes, very dear to me. I miss her as well. There was also Morgera, another close ally of mine. He was somewhat careless, sometimes causing trouble. He would often fall asleep for so long that smaller creatures would mistake his shell for a large hill and try to live on it. That, in turn, would wake him up, and he'd shake them off in a huff. I had to sort him out a few times. Just friendly bickering, it never escalated into real violence. Scrappy little fellow, small for one of our kind. Honestly, I admired his spirit. He'd never say no to a fight, even when he should have. Yes, he tried to face her alone. That was the last I saw of him. I hope he survived. Who else? Well, there was also Scorlac. I didn't see him as often. If you think I'm territorial, you should have seen him. He preferred to keep to his small range just south of here, scuttling through tunnels he dug on the earth and grabbing prey with his stinger. He and I did fight once, not friendly bickering. Eventually, however, we came to a standstill. Neither one of us able to best the other. I believe we came to respect one another then. At least, I respected him. Curmudgeonly as he was not malicious or cruel. He simply preferred solitude. Generally speaking, we respected each other's space, but a handful of times we did find ourselves having to cooperate when someone else caused trouble. More than anything, he wanted peace, if only for his own sake. Yes, there were a few troublemakers. Torgon, Barbatus, Nagyron. Oh, you want to know about her, don't you? Let me tell you this. I am very difficult to hurt. My scales are thicker than stone. My tail can crush iron like dry twigs. My claws can, and have, torn through your tower hives like water. I have never known fear or pain in my heart except once. In her mad quest for dominance, she did things I cannot forgive, and which I will not speak of to you. That's all you need to know about her. Now for my questions. Have you heard of anything I've described? Do any of my kin sound familiar? Think, little one. We roamed and shaped this world once. Humanity was there to see it. There must be some memory left of us. Myths and legends. Well, that's something. Tell me about these. A giant bird which created thunder by flapping its wings? No, Harusuro couldn't do that. A bird which would be reborn from fire when it died? No, she had no power over fire either. I suppose these stories could have been inspired by her, though it sounds like they've become very distorted over time. A giant worm which shapes the land as it moves, changing the course of rivers, leaving trenches in the earth, grabbing prey and pulling them down without being seen. Yes, that sounds like Scorlac. Are these stories recent? Less than 200 years old. And where do they come from exactly? South of here? Yes, that seems very promising. We will go there first, then. Hmm. Ah, it will be a long trip for you. That's fair. Very well. What supplies do you need? Hmm. I'm hesitant to return to the city with you. It will be swarming with your weapons soon, and I'll need to remove them. That is still my territory, whether I'm there or not. How long do you think it will take you to gather these things? If you can make it quick, then that's fine. But I want to know what's happened to us. I feel more has changed in this world than the passage of time can account for. Little one, you seem to be very excited about this. I must ask, what all do you think is in this for you? Ah, you hated your job, your life was going nowhere, general feelings of pointlessness? Human, you keep talking about things I have no reference for. Ah, sure, you can tell me all about it on the way. For now, let's get you what you need.